born in England, and in our village there was 16 dairy farms. In that village now there is not one dairy cow left, and there's only 2 farms where are operating where actually make a living.
The economy has changed so much that there's no way that small farms can survive anymore. We have a situation where the farmers can't make it unless they are creative and diversify and fill a niche. The processor, in response to the consumer's desire for low-fat food, decided that the farmer should produce less fat in the milk, which means the cow has to produce less fat in the milk, so the cow's diet had to be manipulated, but that's not really necessarily healthy for the cow. And in doing so, if you produce too much fat in the milk, they would dock you on your paycheck from the milk board. So we thought we didn't really want to manipulate the cow's diet in a detrimental way to the animal's health. So we decided to look for alternatives. Cheese is preserved milk. 100 or so years ago, a traditional family would have had a cow and a pig and some chickens and a garden. That cow would produce too much milk for the family to drink in the summer, but none in the winter. Before she has her calf, she isn't producing milk to consume. Her body is storing up nutrients to use during pregnancy and birth. Then after the calf is born and the summer grass comes, there's too much milk. So traditionally, cheese would be made of that milk. I've always loved to be able to make things. I'm kind of one of those, if you're going to, walk on a rug, you should, raise the sheep, shear the wool, spin it, weave it, kind of back to basics kind of person. So it was a natural for me to look into cheese making. We decided to offer a selection of cheeses that would, where everyone who came into the shop would find something they liked and also be introduced to something new. Cheddar is very, very popular in Canada. And I think it's an awesome cheese. So we have gone to making completely traditional cheddar bound with cloth and sealed with lard, which gives a traditional rich flavor. And then we ripen them in traditional ways in our cheese ripening caves. We love our cheddar cheese. I think it's one of the greatest cheeses. I know it's a ubiquitous kind of cheese, it's everywhere, but a really good cheddar is a very pleasant experience to eat. Cheese recipes are fairly traditional. They're quite well known. All the cheeses that we are accustomed to hearing about, Gouda, cheddar, brie, all that is a fairly traditional recipe. And any cheesemaker can tweak that recipe and make a completely different kind of cheese, should they like. This is our cheese making room that you see here. The raw milk comes in this side and is stored in the big tank on this side. And then the milk is pumped into the cheese making vat, which is right here. And then we process it in the smaller French vats to make cheeses like the brie, which is on the table here, or the French style goat's milk cheeses over there, or even the fresh cheeses that are draining. All of our soft ripened cheeses are ladled by hand. Only on a farmstead cheese-making business can you find that. Otherwise, they're all pumped into the molds by machines. The hand ladling actually preserves the quality of the cheese curd from degrading, because the more handling that the milk undergoes, the more the fat breaks down and it affects the flavor development of the cheese. If it's gently handled, you have more quality in the flavor and in the final product.
When I started to milk the cows in 1980, there was approximately 1,600 farmers producing milk in BC. Right now, there's not quite 500. Majority of people in society don't care about the product they produce. So why would farmers be any different to the person who works on a machine punching out, washers? If the one is a bit bent, so what? We're not saying that the large commercial dairy farms are doing a bad job. They're just doing a different job. They're producing what the consumer believes they want. We decided that we would produce a product, and if our product was good, we would make a living.
We have that old saying, the contented cow, right? And it's really true. If a cow is content and happy and comfortable, then she produces a higher quality milk. If the cow is treated well by the people that work with the animal, then she's not tense and nervous. So if the cows are relaxed, feeling comfortable and healthy and i.e. happy, then the milk they produce is a better quality. One thing that we found that our role is becoming an interpreter of rural life for those who come to visit us, because we have a shop on the farm and we're open for many people to come and visit, so they can have an opportunity to look into rural life that they would not have otherwise. And it's a very good opportunity to educate people who visit about what it's like to be on a farm, and so that they can understand how important it is to support farming. We believe in the values that a small family farm represent, and so we're happy to be able to live those and to allow those to carry over to future generations as well.